everyone, and welcome to Alumni Talks. In today's webinar, you're going to find out more about the Executive MBA program at ESCP Business School and its potential to enhance your career. My name is Zurnitsa, and I'm the moderator of this online session on behalf of the school selection platform Unimai. I would like to thank you all for joining us and to welcome our panelists. Ines Kedir, Director of the Executive MBA and GMP programs at ESCP Business School, Chiara Giardina, International Program Advisor at ESCP, and Stefano Mainardi, a recent EMBA alumnus. We will start with a presentation of the ESCP EMBA program and its benefits, complemented by insights based on Stefano's experience. At the end of the webinar, we will have an open Q&A session. Your questions are more than welcome. So if you have any, please type them down in the chat box or the Q&A section, and we will take the time to address them accordingly. Now, I would like to give the word to Ines.
Thank you very much, Zornitsa. Welcome to everybody, wherever you are. Do not hesitate to type in the chat where you come from. It's always interesting. I will have the pleasure to explain you what our program is about and invite Stefano Mainardi, one of our alumni, to tell you about his own experience with the program. Chiara Giardina will be here to answer your questions in the chat box, and she's the main contact in case you want more information on the program. So let's start by telling you a little bit about our profiles of participants. We usually have cohorts of, let's say, 100 to 120 participants. The last one is 110. The average age of our participants is 38 years old, but we have participants from early 30s up to no limits, and an average range of experience of 13 years. We require a minimum of 5 years, but we have more participants who have 10, 15 years of experience. We have more than 30 nationalities per cohort. The last one was 35 nationalities. A lot of them come from Europe, about 80%, but we also have people from Americas, Asia, Africa, Australia, and we love to have this diversity. Diversity is not just about the nationalities. We also love to have people from various backgrounds and industries, because we believe that you also learn from each other according to where you come from and in which field you work. I will start by asking Stefano to introduce himself, where he comes from, which background he has. So Stefano, please share it with the candidates.
Hello, everybody. So nice to meet you. I am Stefano Mainardi. I come from Italy. I studied mechanical engineering in Italy. I participated to Erasmus exchange program in France. Afterwards, I started work. My first work experience was in Germany, which I've been there around 2 years. After that, I moved in Switzerland. I live now in Switzerland since about 8 years. And yes, in the last 5 years, I attended the Executive MBA, and I've been graduated in 2020.
Thank you, Stefano. So let's move to the program, what the program offers. So basically, you have 4 pillars in the program. You will need to validate 9 core courses that will be the same for everyone wherever you take it. These are the basics of the management skills you need to acquire. You will have to validate 10 electives out of a portfolio of 50 elective courses, which will allow you to either go more in depth in some topics or discover others. You will have 5 international seminars. The seminars gather the whole cohort So the 100 plus participants are together 5 times during the program, during 1 week. And then the fourth pillar is the what we call the ICP, International Consulting Project, which has to be a project related either to your own company or to the launch of a company. We'll get more into details in a few minutes. Our program is highly flexible because you will have the choice between 6 international campuses, and you will have the choice of the length of your program between 18 to 34 months. About the core courses, you have to know that you are able to only take the core courses. If you do that, you will get a certificate called the General Management Program. That is that can be done part-time and on-site or distant learning. If you decide to do the core courses and the rest of the program, you will get the full executive MBA. So this is basically a resume of everything I just said. So the 4 pillars, the lengths that you can do. So knowing that if you start next January, you will have the choice between 18 months and 30 months. If you start in September, you will have the choice between 22 and 34 months. These are the locations and formats that you can choose. And as I said, for the electives, we will go through the portfolio a little bit. Stefano, can you tell us which format did you choose and where you had most of your courses?
Yes, so I did the general management program first in Torino. So I did the 9 core courses in Campus. The 10 elective, actually I did them almost everywhere. Just London I missed, but I did Paris, Madrid, Torino, of course, and the Beirut course was online, so was not in presence, but was interesting.
It was during the COVID, I guess.
Exactly, right? Yes, due to COVID, then we was moved to online session. Was fine, better online. Regarding the total program, I chose the 34 months. So I started in September 2017, and I completed in December 2020.
And this was your choice to allow you to cope with your current job, right?
Yes, so my choice was to do not, of course, so to do not concentrate myself 100% on the training. So on the EMBA, my mind was more oriented to do it in parallel, in more relaxing way. 18 months, of course, it's a short term program. Of course, you can do it. It asks you a lot of, it put in your life some constraints at least. So your company should support you. You should, that should fit with your private life and everything. On the other hand, you have the 34 months that it's giving you a lot of more flexibility. So based on all these things, I was oriented on the 34 months.
Thank you, Stefano. So just what you need to understand, whatever the length you choose, you will have to do everything I announced. So the 9 core courses, the 10 electives, the 5 seminars, and the international consulting project.
What you have to take in consideration is that if you do the 18 months program, you start 1st of January with core courses, and 1st of January you start also with elective courses. So of course the school it's planning that, and the courses are not on the same week. You have at least 1 week. So the weeks are closed but not underposed. The things is, so in my position, my idea was better to do it in 2 different years and to avoid to lose 2 complete weeks of work. So that was just my position.
And this is this is the choice you will be able to make if you join the program.
Yes.
So to go a bit more in depth, the 9 core courses I told you about are the basics of management you need to choose. And each of these core courses, so we're in between 2 models, and we're implementing a new model starting in January for the Executive MBA. So far, the participants had to choose a track, and Stefano was in the Turin track, so he had all these courses in Turin. And from January on, you will be able for each of the courses to choose between 3 different campuses and the online format. When I talk about the online format, it's not just a streaming course that you will follow on a video. It's really made to be followed online, so with different types of activities, some videos to watch, some live sessions with the professor, some group works, and it's spread between 2 weeks and 4 weeks for the online courses, mainly with asynchronous work. So basically, you will have courses of strategy, accounting, marketing, finance, economics, managing people and organizations, supply chain, sustainability, which is a new core course that we introduced this year, and entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. If you want to see more or less how it goes for each course, you can see that it is offered in 3 different campuses, not always the same ones, plus for all the core courses online. So if ever you are based, for example, in Paris, and you feel like you prefer to have mainly core courses in Paris, you can choose to have 6 courses in Paris. Maybe if you want to taste 1 core course in London or in Turin or in Berlin. And if you travel a lot, or if you are very far, you can decide to do online courses, 1 up to 9 online courses. So this is quite suitable if ever you are in non-European countries, knowing that every time you will have live sessions, it will be during lunchtime CET, so as to allow people from Asia and from Americas to join. In addition, I told you that you have to validate electives. So we have a huge portfolio of 50 electives. Depending on the kind of topic you want to explore, you are absolutely free to choose the 10 electives that you want. You can decide to, for example, become an expert in finance and choose your 10 electives in finance, or you can decide to choose 1 elective in each topic. And you can also decide to choose electives in different campuses. So, for example, you will choose 1 in Berlin, 2 in London, 1 in Madrid, etc., in the campuses that you don't have core courses in. So it's really up to you. Our objective is that at the end of the program, you have really had the European experience and got to meet all the participants, the teams that we have in each campus, and also the professors, because when you have a course from a Berlin professor, you might have a bit different perspectives as a professor from London or from Madrid. Stefano, do you have a course that specifically helped you, or that you keep in mind, either core course or elective?
Yes, so regarding core courses, managerial economics was something that gave me a lot. Yeah, to make the story short, this was a course that was talking about how finance can impact our daily life, of course, working life, but in some cases you can also adapt that to private life. So that was something really impactful on my life and on my way of thinking.
Right. Do you want to quote one elective, or?
Yes, elective. Okay, elective. There are many. You have the choice to define a bit your way of developing your program. You can compose a bit your study plan. You can decide in which direction go. You can actually put more finance courses, more marketing courses, more soft skill courses. One of the most interesting courses I did was a communication course. I think it's personal impact in communication. Mm-hmm. So it was something like a workshop, not an academic course as we can think sometimes. It was really a workshop, was a practical exhibition, how to make a speech, how to deal with the stress when you have a lot of people that are looking you. So it was really interesting things, and of course was actually an experience that it's not common to do. So in your normal life, it is difficult maybe to do this kind of experience in this kind of environment. Yeah, that's a good point of these activities. You can really have a lot of takeaways.
Thank you, Stefano. Now let's go to the third pillar, the seminar. So as you could understand, during the core courses and the electives, you will get to meet the people who chose the same course as you. So you will have groups between 20 and 40 participants, basically. And every time you will meet some people who are the same and some new participants you have never met before, and will have a lot of teamwork that allow you to get to know each other. During the seminars, we gather the whole cohort. Our objective is that at the end of the program, you get to know the 100 plus participants that are in your cohort. And getting to know them doesn't mean just to put you next to them during a course. It means sharing some teamwork and having common experiences together. So for the seminars, you have 5 moments during the whole program when you will be all together. During year 1, you have 3 seminars, one at the very beginning, which is the induction seminar, during which we will start tackling the leadership for a sustainable world, transforming people and business. So with very sustainable topics. Sustainability doesn't just mean climate change and managing your waste. It's also about taking care of people, allowing your business to have a sustainable growth over the years, and being conscious of the impacts of your decisions. Then the second seminar that is usually scheduled in April is the European Business Environment Seminar. It takes place in Brussels. And during this seminar, the objective is to make you understand how the institutions can help companies grow, how they work. You will meet speakers from the Parliament, the European Commission. You will get to visit these places, and you will have workshops such as a workshop on lobbying. Then in October, still the first year, or November, depending on the years, you will have the regional leadership seminar. For this seminar, we gather the whole cohort, but we give you the choice between 4 countries. You can choose between Brazil, China, India, and Singapore. So it's up to you to choose where you want to explore how to do business with Brazil, with China, India, and Singapore. We usually have partners, so institutions or universities or business schools there who host us. We have lectures from their professors. We have company visits during the week, and we have some social events. So for example, in Brazil, we work with FGV and INSPER. In China, we work with the SIPS. In India, we work with IAM Ahmedabad. And in Singapore, it's the only country where it's more business trips, so no partner institution, but more company visits. In Austin, so then you have a 4th seminar, which is in year 2. So if you choose the 18 months, it's in March, April. It's a seminar focused on innovation. It takes place in Austin, Texas, where we have a partnership with the University of Texas in Austin. We are hosted by them. We have lectures from their professors, and we also have company visits. The last seminar is the closing seminar at the end of your program in June, and it helps you to wrap up everything you have learned during your 18 months. Stefano, can you just share with us the seminar that you remember most, or that was the most impactful for you?
Yes, so I participated to Singapore seminar. It was organized in collaboration with ESA, a business school in Beirut. So actually we were 15 from ESCP, about 30 students from ESA. We met in Singapore, and we spent the complete week together. Was of course interesting experience, really nice experience. The business experience during the week, of course some free time over the weekend to see how it looks like Singapore for those that they never been there. It was my case, of course. And regarding hosting, so Brussels seminar, Paris seminar, we did in presence. It was before COVID. Hosting seminar, we did it online. Yes, because we were not able to travel. The experience of hosting seminar was nice. We get the learning. So even online, we were able to get the main points, the main takeaway. And yes, of course, I can recommend Singapore experience. But of course, all the others were also good. All colleagues were talking good. Were giving just nice memories about these trips. So yes, I have not particular suggestion to give which one to choose. Maybe some business-related trips can be interesting. In my case, none of them was related to my business, so then I just choose based on the feeling.
Thank you, Stefano. One important point that you mentioned, it's true that during the last 2 years, we had to manage the COVID crisis. So as we didn't want to postpone the graduation of many of our participants, we did deliver some courses or seminars online, and we offered, just in case the situations the situation comes back, we every time we delivered a course or a seminar online, we allowed our participants to come back to the same seminar even after graduation, so as to get the face-to-face experience.
So we will meet us in hosting then.
Probably, and usually it's a good thing to mix the different classes.
Yes.
The fourth pillar I wanted to tell you about is the ICP, International Consulting Project. This is a very important point. You will develop so for each course you will have assignments, but all along the program during 1 year, you will develop this project, which is a group project. It can be your own idea. If your company wants you to develop something for them, study a certain market, launch a product, I don't know, manage a subsidiary, etc., you will recruit within the EMBA cohort the different skills you need for this project. So you can, for example, recruit one marketer, one finance, one IT, one classmate working in supply chain, depending on your need. You build your team and you will develop during 1 year this project, and at the end of the year you will have to handle a report and do an oral presentation in front of a jury. You will be helped by a tutor who is a professor from the school. But if ever you don't have an idea in mind, it's okay, because we need people with ideas and people without ideas, because you will join someone else's team. And some people even tell us, I could have brought an idea from my company, but actually I want to take this opportunity to get to know how another industry is handled and maybe bring things to my own company. So it's up to you. Either you propose a project or you join a team where someone else proposes a project. Stefano, what was your ICP about, and were you the provider or did you join a team?
Yes, so in our class we had a colleague that was in contact with the board of Deutsche Bahn service based in Frankfurt. So Deutsche Bahn, Deutsche Bahn service is a company owned from Deutsche Bahn that are taking care of service and maintenance of the railway German network. Then by this contact we have been contacted by a project leader of Deutsche Bahn, and then we cooperate with this project leader to develop a project. The project actually was a business plan, so a study regarding the future development of the German railway network. And of course, yes, we were 4 in the team. We worked about 6 months in collaboration. Sometimes we met together somewhere. Sometimes was done by conference. At the end of that, we produced a paper. So we produced a document like a master thesis, we can say. And during our thesis discussion, we were in face of the jury, which they were there to hear from us, our results, our learnings, our takeaway from the project. Of course, they were interested also on our general takeaways from the complete master, the complete program. The interest of this jury was to see how the candidates were able to link all things we learned during these years. So how to link all these skills all together, and how to make how to structure a business plan in general. So we, of course, we had the experience was successful, and yes, our thesis was approved, and we have been graduated.
Thank you, Stefano. What you say is important. It's true that our objective as a school may be a bit different from what the company expects. So some people sometimes do 2 kinds of presentation. What we want, what is this project for? The objective is to, as Stefano said, use the marketing, finance, maybe supply chain, economic courses that you've had. We want you to really use them for a real case and show us how you use them and what are your takeaways from the courses regarding this project. The company will more want some recommendations, maybe deeper analysis of some topics. Both are quite consistent, but you might have some different expectations. Actually, some companies do take into account this ICP result and implement it in the company, within the company. You can also use it to launch a new business. Some people use it to get a sponsorship from their company. So instead of hiring a team of consultants or experts, they finance part of the EMBA and get more or less a very good result. Okay, so these are the 4 pillars. Now, what you have to know as well is when you join the Executive MBA, you join first, so you will get to know very well your cohort, and then you join the EMBA community of about 4,000 alumni now. You will also get the whole community of ESCP graduates from all the programs of the school, which now counts 68,000 alumni around the world, spread in 150 countries. What does it mean? It's not just a number. It means that whenever you need to contact someone in a certain field in a certain country, you will get access to the whole database. And also you will get access to some career services, events all around the world, and coaching. So we have 2 kinds of reunions, let's say. Some of them are really exclusively dedicated to our EMBAs. We usually offer once a year a dedicated course to our alumni in Madrid in June, in parallel of the closing seminar of the ending cohort. It allows you to get to meet again people you already knew from your class, but also EMBA alumni from different classes. We also organize an executive community reunion entering, we try to spread our events all around our campuses. This is to work on a real company case and provide them with your insights. So we've had, for example, Costa Crociere, Abarth, and Bosch who trusted us. So we met the board of these companies who explained us their challenges and the questions that they would like us to answer. And the alumni worked during one day and presented to the board of these companies the recommendation that that could help them. We have some gatherings as well in Berlin once a year, the European Summer Night, who gather all the alumni of the school. So it's an opportunity for you to meet all of them. And we have online events all along the year that involve all the alumni from all over the globe. Then you have some services within the Alumni Association for all the programs of the school, as I said, including career coaching, events, different groups according to your industry or interests. You can also access the directory of alumni, and you can get a membership for life in the Alumni Association. Now we're getting to the end, so maybe you have questions on the admission requirements. So basically we ask for 5 years of professional experience minimum. We need you to have already an international experience, either you can work locally, but with an international audience. Why? We need you to be comfortable with people from different cultures, to be okay with getting out of your comfort zone, talking to people who have different opinions, because we believe that this is how you grow. We will require an English test if ever you have not graduated from an English-speaking school, or you have less than 2 years of experience in an English-speaking country. Regarding the process, you will have an interview with, for example, Chiara and other admission advisors according to the country you come from. You will have to submit an application online. Then you will have an interview by the local academic directors or myself. And then you will get to know the decision. Okay. So you have some funding options that you can ask for. You can use, if you are in certain country, there are public fundings, but you also have scholarships. If ever you can enter in one of these category. Basically, as I said, we are very interested in having diverse people, so the scholarships also allow us to have diverse profiles. These are our contacts in all the countries. As I said, we have a team in each country, either for admissions or for program delivery. So if ever you're in contact with us, so you have seen Chiara, who is currently answering your questions in the chat. And then you have our all team members in all the campuses. I now stop there because I want to leave time for your questions. Maybe you have already had some answers in the chat, but Chiara, do not hesitate to tell me if you have had some longer questions, or if you now want to ask questions, do not hesitate.
We have a question about the English test. You already mentioned it, but maybe we can be more precise about it. So there's a participant asking if his or she is obliged to take the TOEFL if he or she already studied in English before. So
okay. So if you studied already in English before, or if you have a working experience of more than 2 years in an English-speaking countries, you won't need the test. In any case, the interviews are conducted in English. So if ever you don't have the right level, we'll know it before your admission.
Exactly. And now a question for Stefano. Would you please tell us more about how you selected ESCP Business School, and how did you prepare for admissions? When did you start? Where did you prepare for the interview? So the process you lived for before the enrollment.
Yes, so I start with the first question. So how I selected ESCP. So actually, I was looking for a program that was allowing me to keep my 100% rate work. And yes, I was looking to something to change a bit my daily life. Then I started to think about executive MBA. I had a look to the Financial Times ranking. I selected the first European schools, and I had a look to the programs. I chose the ESCP because the personalization of the program, of the study program, was the best on my point of view, was the best that was fitting my life and my needs. And locations as well. Actually, the locations are simply to reach. So Torino, it's my hometown. Paris, Berlin, Madrid, so are cities that you are able to reach them quite easily. London as well. That was, I think, the most important, the most important point. So geographically and life working balance. So life working study balance, I would say. Then how I prepared the admission when I started. So I actually started the beginning of the year by looking which by looking to how to do to change a bit my life. Then I think about March, April, I understood that an executive MBA was a good option, and I've been in contact with the school during the month of May. And yes, then I just prepared the admission documents, admission discussions, the English test. So regarding the English test, I did the test that the school is offering. I had an old certificate, so was not anymore valid. I did the ESCP test, and then yes, so during the month of June, I've been accepted, and in September I started.
Thank you, Stefano. Just to add one point, I did not mention it. I don't know if you hear me correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I did not mention that you probably have seen the new Financial Times ranking, which is the reference in business schools for the executive MBA programs, and we are now 6th worldwide. Which of course, what you have to look in the ranking are the different criteria that are important for you. And we are very well ranked in career progression, in international course experience. And this is usually, and in aims achieved, this is usually what participants look for when they join an executive MBA. We were 7th last year, so it really confirms our progression and the quality of the program.
Okay, and so the last question for now, it's again about the application and the admission requirements. So how can I apply? So the first step is to schedule an appointment, a preliminary interview with the admission team. So in the slide, you see all our admission team. So myself, Chiara for the Paris campus, Marta for Turin campus, Krocinka for London, Olga for Madrid, Nancy for Beirut, and Christoph for Berlin. So the first thing to do is write us or contact us in order to schedule this preliminary interview and know your profile and see the consistency of your project and your profile with the objectives of the program. Okay, so we don't have any other question for now, I think. I don't know if Ines or Stefano, you want to add something?
Stefano, do not hesitate if you feel like you want to add something.
Yeah,
actually, Sorry, there was one question that Stefano answered in the Q&A section about the campuses, like
Yes.
which was which of the campuses he liked most and why? Maybe if you can tell us more about that.
Yes, okay, so campus are all nice campus, as we said before. So I started in Torino. Turin campus was evolving at this time. So we were in the old campus. Now there is a new campus, not the definitive as I understood, but that was a changement. Paris, when I started the program, was the school was just based in one campus, and now there is the second one that is bigger than the previous one. Of course, Paris campus is the biggest one, I think, from the school side. The city of Paris, it's helping the mood of everyone. When we go to Paris campus, we have the Paris mood that it's making good for everybody. Berlin campus, it's also really nice. Madrid campus, it's nice as well. I think it's the little one, Madrid, so far.
Yes. Yes.
And London campus, unfortunately, I was not able to visit it due to COVID reason. So the suggestion is not to focus maybe just on one campus, but it's to take the occasion to visit all campuses. Yeah, to get in contact with the people on site, to get some insight from English people, French people, Spain people, Italian people. This is an added value that you can get by traveling a bit. For each course, choosing a different location, you will meet different people. You will meet different school partners, different colleagues in your course, and these are opportunities that you will get just once, because once the course is done, it's done.
Yeah, and maybe something we can add about our campuses. They are all located really next to the city center, so you don't have to take a train to get there. You can take the metro or taxi, but basically in all our campuses, the building is really close to the city center. Okay, I think there are no more questions.
There is a new question regarding non-European students.
Yes.
What is the question?
So the question is, what other considerations, if any, should the prospective non-European student anticipate for the 2022 intake?
So basically, if you're not European, it's more a matter of getting the right visas to be able to travel to our European campuses. And then for the sanitary regulations, you just need to check with your own country. I honestly have been traveling quite a lot. I'm currently in Beirut, actually, because I'm conducting interviews. And usually right now with the sanitary pass, so either vaccination or the negative PCR, you can you can go more or less everywhere. So it really, I think, and I hope it's going to become easier and easier according to the sanitary regulations, and also getting the visa. Of course, whenever you need a visa, we do send you a letter to support your request, explaining the courses that you will need to take across Europe and the seminars.
Thank you very much, Ines. Well, thank you actually to all of you, to Chiara, Ines, and Stefano. It was a very insightful and very informative session. We learned that the EMBA at ESCP is a very unique experience which provides great opportunity for international orientation and hands-on experience. So I hope we have helped our attendees to make their decision to apply and provided them with all the relevant information. Thanks everyone for watching and for joining, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
you.
Thanks to all of you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Thank you.